Stressful, dude.
Truth is, I thought it mattered. I thought that music mattered. But does it bollocks? Not compared to how people matter.
We'll be singing when we're winning. We'll be singing. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again.
2022, it's 8 o'clock on Saturday morning. It's time for this week in Waukesha. I am your host, Alderman of the Airwaves, Don Brown, coming to you live here at the Waukesha Farmers Market in the mobile offices of former Alderman Don Paul Brown. And I have Connor back at the studio, the main office of former Alderman Don Paul Brown, also known as the Walk Radio. Oh, Calvin, sorry about that. Connor's here on site. I'm getting my producers mixed up. But Calvin is at the Walk Radio Studios at 217 Wisconsin Avenue in the NAMI building, right around the corner from Theodore Yalman's Park, where we are proud to honor our suffragette tradition here in the Shaw. And it's a very special Saturday, a very special guest. First, last night, I want to thank everyone for joining us at the South game last night, the radio broadcast. Unfortunately, our black shirts lost 56-7, I think it was, to Kettle Moraine. But it was a very close first half, 7-7 through most of the first half. Evan Stout of Banting Park caught a 31-yard touchdown pass from Tak Tadioka. And it was a heck of a game, and congratulations to our boys. But talk about traditions, high school traditions in Wisconsin, be it sports or other aspects of the school. And I defy anyone to tell me about a greater dynasty in Wisconsin high schools than the Waukesha North Marching Band. Let's see. I've got state champions 92, 96, 98, 02, 03, 07, 08, 09, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. How many years in a row? 18. And countless second place finishes. Black Fall Classic champions. Music Bowl Grand champions, Grand National Championship participants, Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. That's just a small portion of this dynasty resume. And here to talk about it is Waukesha North's Director of Bands, Tom Battersby. Tom, welcome to This Week in Waukesha. How are you today?
Great. Thanks for having me, man.
Fantastic. Yeah. How is the band doing these days?
Great. Let's see here. It's a great season so far. Great group of kids. We look a little smaller than we have in the past, but given some of the research around the effects of these past couple of years, it's going to be a few-year turnover, more like 7-year turnover. So I'm very confident, given the numbers of our middle school program, that we'll be back even bigger. That being said, we write for the group that we got, so you won't be missing anything. It's all the impact, all the fun, all the excitement that you expect from the amount of time our kids put in.
Sounds great. Now, last night we were covering the Waukesha South Kettle Moraine football game. We do a pre-recorded pregame between, it's like 10 minutes somewhere between 6:30 and 7. And while that was going on, the Kettle Moraine band was playing Earth, Wind, and Fire September.
Sure.
It's a great jam.
Yeah.
The marching band does it. Had I known they're going to do that, I would have skipped or I would have moved the pre-record. That was fantastic.
Yeah.
Do you have any fun songs in your portfolio currently that fans should look out for?
See here. Well, the song of the year, "No Time to Die" by Billie Eilish and her brother Phineas O'Connell. That's our ballad in the show. Yeah, as well as a lot of other, not necessarily big songs, but some popular tunes that like "It's a Bitsy Spider," and "Shoe Fly Don't Bother Me," because the show is all about flies. Flies falling in love, flies loving trash, loving each other. But, they run into some danger between the spider and the fly swatter along the way.
But what do you think we could do to get, Carly Simon to do it? Because she's get her to sing it along. What would that be?
A lot of money. That'd be a lot of fun, too.
I hear echoes. Now, Tom has a couple guests with him today that we're going to get on the mic soon. Maddie and Nadia, and they're going to talk about what music means to them, how it's helped them with their school, and also what being in the marching band. So stick around for them. We also have one of the band moms, Chris Darlowski, here handing out flyers on your big event tomorrow. Bandfest is tomorrow, correct?
Yeah, that's right. It's the show that we host. Yeah, it's a show that we host. We bring in bands from all around the country. Or not the country, I'm sorry, from all around the state. I wish. There'll be 6 bands, including us there. Panel of judges. Robert Specialty meets. So bringing all the smells with all the sounds of some great band. And it'd be a great competition.
That sounds terrific. So, and you mentioned too that your band for sure will be performing in this year's Christmas parade.
That's right.
Fantastic. And you're working on possible united band front with the other schools like you did on Memorial Day.
Yeah, the Memorial Day thing was just so successful. The kids absolutely loved it. They got into it. And I think the community absolutely was down for it. So, yeah.
Fraternity, I think band member across schools kind of, there's an affinity I noticed. Like when the attack took place, I remember the Arrowhead Marching Band did an ode to Waukesha South and the Waukesha schools. It was bands from all around the state. Rick Kirby, the first director at West, and he also did teach at South for some time. His career has been composing, and he's a wonderful composer. He put out like an edited arrangement of their fight song throughout the whole state. So you had bands from all over the state and honestly all over the country playing the Black Shirts fight song. It was great. We played it at our concert too. Oh, yeah. I meant Arrowhead because it's a bitter Classic 8 rival.
Well, that was last night against North.
It was a great. Oh, that's right. How'd you guys do?
Arrowhead did very well.
Trust me, we know how that goes.
Oh, big kids over there.
I mentioned the parade because I want to announce, this week on Tuesday night, the Waukesha Parade Memorial Commission selected the proposals from Thrive Architects as the main memorial design on Main Street and at Greedy Park. In addition, the commission voted to include the art piece from Carmen de la Paz at Greedy Park, which features hands holding a heart. There will continue to be refinements to the designs as the staff incorporates comments received in the final design process and receives approvals from the Park, Rec and Forestry Board, Plan Commission, and the City Council. Funds from the memorial will need to be raised with help from the community. Donations are being accepted through the Waukesha Community Foundation, Waukesha County Community Foundation for the memorial. So I encourage everybody to look for that on social media. It's actually Waukesha Parade Memorial bit.ly/Waukesha Parade Memorial Donations. So, but back to Tom and the band. So you got your big event tomorrow.
Yep.
And they learned last night that, Waukesha South has their March Fest next Saturday. You'll be competing in that, correct?
Yeah.
And that is the oldest band fest of its kind in the state, is what I was told.
I know it's the oldest tradition at South currently. Whether or not it's the oldest show, I can't speak to that. It very well might be.
It's a big turnout, though.
It's huge, yeah. And one of the smallest stadiums that we got in Waukesha, but yeah, they pack them in.
And with respect to college basketball fans, March Madness in Waukesha takes place in September when the bands do. Like I said, you've got your event tomorrow, and then the big March Fest that South does next week. So does
West show is Sunday. Yeah, the Sunday after March Fest.
So 3 weeks of marching bands.
Yeah.
Everybody, check out the 3 schools and see how hard these kids work and all the neat things we do. Calvin, how are we doing on time in this first segment?
We got 4 minutes left, Don.
4 minutes left. Okay. So what we'll do is after the break, we'll have the students come on and talk more about it. So, but you grew up in Kenosha.
That's right.
Heritage College, where you studied music composition. Excuse me. You minored in
education.
Yeah, education, instrumental music education. So you knew you wanted to be education.
Yeah, absolutely. When I was looking at schools, it was just like, all right, music. To what degree? I don't mind. I like teaching, and I like the composition stuff. Performing, yeah, I maybe could have pursued that, but it just didn't really grab me as much.
Yeah, and then in terms of your personal career as a performer, you were in the Pioneer Drum and Bugle Corps in Milwaukee?
Yeah, that's right. 2010. Yeah.
Wow. So how old were you then, or if you don't mind?
No, it's okay. I was 19 then. I was 19. And the main reason why I did that is because Kenosha doesn't do field marching. I grew up doing parades kind of exclusively. And I knew that if I wanted a job anywhere other than Kenosha that does what we do here at North, I had to have that experience. So that's why I sought out the Pioneer Drum and Bugle Corps and got that experience.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, you got to be physically fit to be in marching band to carry a lot of that, some of that heavier brass around or drums.
You know, ESPN did a great video on it back in 2004, I believe. They hooked up like sensors to a tenor drum player and watch his heart rate just skyrocket. And it was literally compared to running a marathon at some points, but at high intervals.
Sure.
Yeah, it's extremely physically demanding. Students get a lot of dance. They get some ballet and they run a lot with the band.
Tom, I'm glad you mentioned the heart rate because I want to shout out Assistant Fire Chief Joe Hoffman is back in the booth next to us, and they're going to teach people how to do CPR. So Joe was my
Yeah,
guest
that's wonderful.
a while back. So good to see you here. So,
Listening audience stuff on now.
yeah. Who doesn't know how to do CPR? Go see my man Joe.
Well, have a great time down here.
All right. Thank you so much. So, but you look like you still are still physically fit. Are you still active in the handball club?
Oh my goodness! That was a random class I took in college. I am not, unfortunately.
You switched to
Pickleball.
You know, I've actually never played pickleball, but I hear it's all the rage.
I've been very sick. Banting Park, I think I've only played like twice. I'm trying to get Jamie out there. Also trying to get my wife out. We got a set, so we're working on it. One of these days we'll get out there, and now might be the time that's getting colder. So sounds like we're heading to a break here. Is that right, Calvin?
We got 90 seconds left, Don.
90 seconds. Okay. So you got to come down to the farmer's market. A lot of great produce. I saw Caitlin Weber in the South Trader with a beautiful bouquet of flowers. So it's a beautiful day to be down here. Nice little breeze. It still feels like summer. Stick around. This Waukesha continues with Waukesha North's director of band, Tom Battersby, and some of his students will be joining us after the break. Don't go away.
They've been playing a lot of Mario Kart. Who's your like main?
Coming face to face with
Okay, we're back. This week, Waukesha. My guest is Tom Battersby, director of bands at Waukesha North. You've been there this year.
That's right. It's my 6th year.
You're one of the longest tenured band directors. Is that director today or the state?
Yeah, there's one other band director who is in a different position now, but of people who's been in their position, it's me and the director at Horning, Kim Nettlesheim. We have both been there 6 years, and that's the longest, absolutely, which is crazy.
Yeah, it sure is.
I don't feel like that should be me, but here we are.
You figure that would be a longer. You'd figure there'd be more people out there in longer tenured role that have been there a long time doing it because
It's been a stressful time.
yeah,
A lot of turnover.
bet, yeah. So, but do you feel because of the tradition at North, there's a lot of pressure on you to continue that success, or is it kind of a gift or a blessing that people want that you attract more young talents?
I think gift and blessing is definitely the right thing. I mean, there's definitely a pressure, and I definitely felt that a lot when I got here. When I got here, the feeling I had was, boy, I feel like I got this job maybe a little before my time. Essentially, yeah. And I loved how motivated they were. And it was a time, I know, when you read off our accolades there, it was right after, I mean, the year before me ended a 9-year win streak. So the band had a real expectation of, like, we got to win at all costs. And taking a group through, all right, winning's not expected. It's good to be competitive. It's fun to be competitive. That was a thing I didn't expect I would be helping students navigate, which is a really cool lesson. And when we did win in 2018, boy, oh boy, it was nothing but tears. It was well earned, and it was powerful. It really was.
So you're part of it.
I was, yeah. Yeah.
You already have a couple of those trophies on your case then.
Well, yeah, I guess.
Picture I put on my social media. If you hold the,
I saw that. It's weird scrolling through Facebook and seeing yourself.
it's like Michael Phelps with all the gold medals.
Yeah, no, it was a fun day.
You mentioned your students, and you were kind enough to bring a couple here today that have benefited from the program, and I don't know, they may be some of your rising stars, but yeah, can we have join us? I think Nadia's. Come on and talk into the mic there, Nadia. Say hi.
Hi.
Calvin, can you hear Nadia okay? That's a thumbs up. Fantastic. Nadia, what year are you in school?
I'm a senior.
A senior?
Yeah.
Wow. That's fantastic. And how long have you been in marching?
Since my freshman year. Obviously, there was a skip sophomore year for COVID, but so this is my third season.
That's fantastic. And were you in any marching band activities in middle school or grade school? Or?
No, they didn't really have many opportunities for that. It was more just a concert band setting where y'all sit down and just play your instruments. But it all led up to this, and I'm glad it did.
Oh, that's terrific. Yeah, you seem really excited to do it. Sounds like you love the work. What instrument do you play?
So I started off on piano.
Yeah.
Piano when I was like 5. But then once I got into band in 6th grade, I started on clarinet. And then since then, I've learned a couple more instruments through the band. I played mellophone last year, which is kind of like a marching French horn. I played that. Yeah, it's a really pretty instrument. So I played that last season.
Donnie's been known to play a little French horn, I think, in his day.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, he's a great harmonica.
Ooh.
Do you have any openings for blues harp in the marching band that you know of?
No.
Donnie and I could be kazoos. So Nadia, would you like to be in marching band in college? Is that something you're thinking about?
Yeah, that's a goal for me. In my college church, that's been a factor that I've been looking at is, do they have a marching band? How good is their marching band? And how much does their marching band actually perform? It's a little bit of a struggle because I'm not looking to go to a state school as much. I'm looking more of a slightly smaller private school.
Okay.
But
sure.
Yeah.
Does the possibility exist that maybe a Big Ten university or larger school might offer you a scholarship for marching band? Is that something that would interest you?
Yeah. That is the one thing that's kind of making me lean more towards a bigger school is they have those more opportunities for scholarships. But
I told you, Mr. Battersby during while he was on or during the break that a friend from high school, he excelled in everything. He could have gone Ivy League, but he accepted a full ride to Michigan State for marching band. And because the guy was already very intelligent, these Big Ten schools are great research universities. The resources were there for him to excel academically as well as have the time of his life in marching band.
yeah.
So, it's good to know that you're interested. You're keeping your options open. That's fantastic. What are some of your goals personally and for the team for this year, for this season?
Ooh.
No pressure.
Yeah. A big one is to just make sure it's fun for everybody. Marching band is a big time commitment, and because of that, our numbers have dropped a little bit over the past few years.
2 classes, right?
Right. Yeah. And just the after school practices. And in August, we have band camp for like 3 weeks where we're there like 9 hours a day. So it's a big time commitment, and I just want people to stick with it because it really does have a lot of good elements to it, and it's a really fun thing.
We're not asking questions about band camp, so just don't go there. No, I was kidding. But I'm only joking. But so you're busy with your studies, and I assume you're a great student because you're doing well in the marching band. That's safe to say.
Yeah, I like to think I am.
You have time for yourself to do something, like fun or to to be a kid again and all the things.
Yeah, well, I'm also in tennis in the fall, so I'm on.
Wow, you really are burning the candle at both ends.
Yeah, it's difficult to balance it all, but I'm doing it because I love it, and
sounds great.
I'm having fun at it. So
terrific. Well, Nadia, we're going to keep an eye on you and wishing you all the best in your senior year and your future success. And we actually hope to have you and maybe some of your bandmates on the show sometime. Maybe when they're back in the studio, you could play a number for us.
Oh, well, We'll see about that. I don't know.
All right. So, Nadia, we're going to have your coach come back on real quick before we go to the break, but thanks. And then we're going to have another. Maddie's going to join us after the break. So, thank you,
Sounds
Nadia.
good. Of course.
Really
Thank you.
admire all that you do.
Thank you.
So, Tom, I forgot to ask Nadia if she owes everything to you. Is that fair to?
Well, I wouldn't say that. She's had a lot of great teachers over her life, between her piano teacher and her middle school teachers.
Sure.
Yeah.
You have to love the impact that you have. That you are touching lives, or you're impacting lives of young, ambitious students.
It's just so cool to take art so seriously, and that's one of the lessons of it. Just here's art. We're gonna care about it, and what a great pursuit to care about. It's fun.
Oh, great. Well, when we come back from the break, we're going to have another one of Tom's students, band members on Maddie. We're excited to meet her. We're going to learn more about Tom's North Marching Band this year and moving forward. So stick around. Lots more to talk about on this week's Waukesha. Do not go away.
My family to fall back on. Give it up. Share it out. Yeah. Help who you can. I know that you can. Talk about it. Talk about it. Oh, give it up. Share it out. Help who you can. Don't just talk about it. Talk about it. Just tell me that you want me. Just say that you want me.
And we're back this week in Waukesha with Tom Battersby, director band Waukesha North. And Tom, we had Fleetwood Mac's Tusk that they did in collaboration with the USC Marching Band.
Ooh, USC's a good program.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
One of the only film composition programs in the country.
really? Okay.
That's right.
I guess that would make sense being so
They're
close.
right there. Yeah.
You, Tom Battersby, have a favorite band that you'd love to collaborate your marching band with, a current,
Favorite
pop band that would
Man.
have a lot of fun together. Or maybe a jazz.
Maybe going back to my angsty high school days, a little MCR, My Chemical Romance. That would bring a big smile on my face. Yeah.
Fantastic. So now, before we have Maddie come on, Chris Torlowski, one of your band moms, mentioned that you also are in a local band. In fact,
That's right.
Paparazzi stuck a picture in it.
Yeah, I didn't have the number.
Carroll University, they had permission, but it's through Carroll, correct?
Well, Carol is involved in that. We perform there, we rehearse there. Yeah, it's a venue, and it's a good partnership.
What's the name of the ensemble, if you will?
Waukesha Area Symphonic Band. It's a bunch of community members, band directors, and under the direction of the guy who actually I learned under at Carthage, Dr. James Ripley.
Unite with you.
Man, yeah, he's the best, and it's so cool. It's like going back home every Tuesday night.
Now, they say if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life, and I hope that's true because I know you mentioned after this, you and Maddie and Nadia and the rest of the team have a 9-hour rehearsal. Is that correct?
That's right.
9 hours. What takes place in 9 hours? That sounds like boot camp, Johnny.
Yeah. So, during the summer, we probably do 8 or 9 of those 9-hour days. And then I don't even know how many other shorter days, but it takes that long to put it all together between learning where you go on the field, learning and memorizing the music, putting it together. We bring in choreographers to add some dance moves with the music. It's just a lot of people and a lot of schedule and a lot of time to fit it all together.
You make it work, yeah.
Make it work, man. Yeah.
Well, now I want to hear from one of your students about what they think about the 9-hour rehearsals. So we're going to introduce Maddie. And, Tom, get a sip of coffee there. Enjoy yourself. Talk music with Connor. Hi, Maddie. How are you today?
I am good. Thank you.
That mic real close. There you go. What year are you in school, Maddie?
Yeah, I'm a sophomore.
A sophomore. You know what that means in Latin, don't you?
No.
Eyes full.
Oh, yeah. That sounds like me.
One of the great oxymorons. Yeah. No, that was my favorite year of high school, so I'm not making fun of you. It's good to be that way. So, and how long? Obviously, 1 or 2 years then in marching band.
Yeah, so this is my second year in marching band.
How long have you been playing? What instrument do you play?
Yeah, I play clarinet and bass clarinet.
Clarinet and bass clarinet. And you've been in the marching, you've been in music, or you've been taking an instrument for how long?
Since 5th grade, so 6 years now.
Okay. And you're a conductor, I heard.
Yeah, so this is my first year as drum major in the band.
Okay. Sounds great. So I'm sorry for the interruption here, Maddie, but we had the fire department next to us teaching CPR. Police guys, they feel a little, jealous. So they come here to show their presence. I see my old friend Nick there. Nick took me on my ride along when I was alderman, so I got to see how the sausage is made with our police. So anyway, yeah, that's another story. Johnny wants to know why they handcuffed me, but it did not happen. So, but Maddie, speaking of handcuffs, 9-hour rehearsals, how do you manage that?
Yeah, so it's just
Sophomore.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, but I think the payoff, like at the end of the night when we perform the whole show, it really like puts everything together, and all the hard work that we've like put in throughout the day, it really pays off when you do it, especially at competitions and performances.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot, and I feel like a lot of people don't have that endurance yet, but every single rehearsal we get better.
That's great. And you get to improvise or jam a little bit right during breaks and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, yes, when you're not a marching band, what music do you like to play?
Yeah. So I like to play like on my instrument. I love just like playing, like practicing at home. So like with the book, and then I'm also in this wind ensemble that performs at Carol Wow. I just auditioned for that. So I like practicing for that at home and just getting ready for that season.
That's terrific. So, and I know you're only a sophomore, but you're starting to think colleges, right? And
yeah, for sure.
Would you like to be a marching band in college, or are you thinking maybe another direction?
I'd love to be in marching band in college and maybe even drum corps, like a conductor for that. Yeah, because I love drum corps and I think their performances are incredible.
Fun is that?
Right.
Well, great. And then full schedule, like we were talking about, Nadia, when you're not playing music, when you're not working hard in your studies, what do you like to do for fun?
Yeah, so I'm actually on the tennis team too. So so I love playing tennis. And
who's better, you or Nadia?
She's definitely better. It's my first year in tennis.
Very sporting of the underclass person, not underclassmen,
right.
To pay homage to the senior. So.
Yeah.
Hey, Maddie, it's an honor having you on. We're going to hand the mic over to, do you call Mr. Battersby or Coach? Or
Mr. Battersby.
Mr. B.
Mr. B, yeah.
Thanks so much for joining.
Thank you.
We'll be following your career, too. So, fantastic. So, and I have to give some props here to my sister. Krista Orlowski is my sister, the band mom, and her son Bruno is one of my favorite musicians for obvious reasons.
That kid can play.
They had, thank you. That means a lot too personal. But he had that small jazz ensemble that performed at the city council meeting. That was still alderman. And
that was a fun event.
It was
I
kind of
doing that.
We rounded up the 125th anniversary, and it was very well done. So really,
thanks, man. I appreciate that. Yeah,
I'm sure he's a composite of many of the other members in the band that have some great, unique talents and great.
Absolutely. There was a point last year he had he wasn't feeling well, so he had to miss I think it was a football game, and boy, like the band felt the weight of him not being there. He really is quite the anchor, and when he was back, like everyone cheered for him because it was like, oh, thank you, Bruno's back. Yeah,
that's terrific. So, Johnny wants to know how do you know what hand signals to use as you're leading the band, say at a game or an event, or
what chants to use?
What's hand signals?
Hand signals.
Or do you use them?
Oh, the conducting stuff. Yeah, that's stuff you learn in college. That's stuff you learn from other conductors and whatnot. When it comes to the marching band, I really don't do much conducting. It's the students, it's the drum majors here, and what they're doing is communicating to everyone where the drum line is tempo wise. The drum line sets a tempo. The drum majors communicate that tempo to everyone visually. But as far as I'm concerned, I conduct like jazz band, concert band, and everything, and that's something I learned in my bachelor degree and in my master's work too.
As a player or as a marching band coach, ever crash? Have the band members crash into each other while marching?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So we're always preaching about like knowing exactly if we're running like a small little segment of music, if we're just taking 16 counts or something like that of the music, doing only that so that we minimize that for safety.
Sounds great. I love it. So I also want to mention that the North Band program is also the concert band, the symphonic winds and percussion, the wind ensemble, the jazz ensemble, the North Band, and the North Star Marching Band.
That's
and all
right.
that umbrella.
It is. I do have an assistant director as well, Kristen Kudzowitz. She assists me with the marching, and she depends on the year. She takes the symphonic winds and percussion, which is what marching turns into its semester. And then I go down to Butler Middle School, and I assist her, where she's kind of the head honcho there, and I assist her with the 6th grade beginners, which is cool.
Yeah, tomorrow's stars.
We're trying, man. We're trying. That's fun.
That's fantastic. Johnny wants to know what's with the heavy hat, the full heavy hat uniforms during marching band.
Heavy hat uniforms. Actually, it's kind of going away in the pantheon of marching. All the drum and bugle corps groups this year, none of them had headwear, and because they were more performers. But the concept of it is the military tradition that marching stems from. Just this kind of, I don't want to say faceless, but this stoic performer that just communicates a sense of group and togetherness.
That's neat.
Yeah.
And it's, like I said, it's tradition.
Yeah, there's a tradition of it. But as it becomes more of a performance art, which it 100% is, groups are finding more and more ways to communicate more emotions. And the headwear is something that's starting to go away for the sake of communicating with your face.
Love it. Yeah. That's neat. So it's neat to see how there's
it's always evolving.
Always evolving, but they stay the same.
Absolutely. For sure. It's still loud. It's still fun.
Right. So, and then on top of all this, you probably have music classes where there's just maybe general students, right? No?
I don't. I have in the past, yeah. Well, I'm pretty lucky in that we have so many wonderful students, and we get such great enrollment that my day is only band, which I wouldn't have it any other way. You don't have to
deal with any basket cases or that they couldn't get in because basket weaving was full or something like that. They're just trying to get the thinking that would be
sure. Just give me something, man. I don't care about my schedule. Yeah.
That's good.
I have every now and then, but it's okay. I mean, band's for everyone, and the opportunity's there for us to learn an instrument together, which is cool.
Hey, Calvin, how are we doing on time, friend?
We got 3 minutes left, Don.
That's fantastic. So, 3 minutes before the break.
Excellent.
Yeah, and this time, so tell us more about yourself. Like I said, you're in another band through that Carol's the venue for. What else do you like to do when you're not
free time? Well, I live just up the road here, like we were talking about before. And it's me and my girlfriend. We have 2 cats, so they're fun. And honestly, we play a lot of video games. That's kind of our downtime. We got a PS5 and a Switch, and those systems are always on, whether we're watching each other play or playing together. That's something that we like to do.
You walk to downtown a lot, you said. I thought I was downtown Donnie Brown, but it's really downtown. What's your favorite restaurant, or do you have a couple different
favorite restaurant? That's hard because I would hate to not mention one, but I think Topsy's Table is really a real standout. I'm a big fan of Soon's also. They have a great Friday fish fry. Soon's, the sushi place.
Oh yeah, okay,
yeah. Who doesn't love the rooftop on Peoples? Who doesn't love the pizza at Magellan's? Again, sorry if I'm leaving one out, but yeah, it's a nice setup we got here. I love all the local establishments.
Sounds great.
Yeah, man.
Of course, Main Street well from all the marching you've done at previous parades.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I will say Waukesha is one of the best parade communities. I grew up doing parades with Kenosha marching bands. And the first one I did in Waukesha, I was just blown away by just how loud the crowd is, how much they love seeing the bands, and it's a real special place. Yeah, it's been a joy to do parades here.
Yeah, and like yourself, I am a transplanted, non-native resident.
Yeah,
but I really believe for every Waukesha denizen by birth, there's one by choice because of all the great things you got. And marching band and this tradition here is another one, as you mentioned. That'd be exciting for you to be a part of that.
Dude, it was so exciting. I remember the day that I saw my job posted online, and I remember thinking, boy, that's a big job. But, I shot my shot, and it worked out.
He said my job even before you applied for it. It's not being it's not passion. Wow, this is what I was born to do.
It really is, man. It's a great opportunity to run a program in a way that you think is going to benefit the students. We have a great community of staff members and not to mention the parents. I mean, we were talking about Krista here, just super engaged parents who just give so much. Yeah.
So we're going to go base bills to stick around. The final segment of the Waukesha North Director Band Tom Anderson does not go away. Big Waukesha continue.
It doesn't matter.
Oh no! Connor picked it up for me.
I love that. Not
Ladies like jazz?
What's that?
Say the song again, Connor.
Exactly. He wasn't quoting the B movie.
Stay far. My Randy Lewis and Randy Lewis trio.
That's
Randy
nice.
Lewis passed away this week, so we wanted to go out to him. One of the great jazz artists. I had fortune when I was in the original business in Chicago. I used to have the Red Holt Quartet. Red Holt was the original drummer of the Randy Lewis trio.
Oh, sure.
That was
That's cool. Love teaching jazz. It's fun.
You came here also played the Highland bagpipes to jazz, which was extremely
Wow.
very rich.
There's a weird blend.
We're starting to see some of that jazz tradition find its way up here. Some jazz.
It's a tradition that is present in every form of music. Like at least today. Like as much as people be like, I don't really care for it. Like no, it's everywhere. You can't escape it.
Yeah, speaking of just overall performing arts, I did want to do a shout out this week in Waukesha. Governor Evers met with local leaders on Tuesday morning and visited local businesses, including the Steaming Cup, Chef Pam's Kitchen, Waukesha Civic Theater, and Martha Merrill's books. Martha Merrill's Norm Bruce runs the farmers market here. The governor, the $250,000 community development investment grant will go for the Civic Theater's expansion project. This grant was initiated during the Walker administration, and I mentioned this because there was a lot of bad stuff on social media. It became very politicized, and just 2 points. One, the grant took place during the Walker administration, so spoiler alert: Republicans love jazz and the performing arts too. They love the performing arts. Everybody does. Two, when a head of state comes to visit your city, especially giving a grant to one of your performing arts hubs, that's a good thing for everybody. That's something we should celebrate and not try to politicize. And enough of that. Like I said, I don't go on social media like that often, but I just felt really compelled, especially when I see all the hard work that you and your students do at North and your counterparts at the other two schools. So Todd, Krista handed me your flyer for tomorrow. So Band Fest goes from 1 to 5 at Waukesha North High School. It's $10 general admission. Senior, 60 and over, $6. Johnny, you can get a discount. Children under 12, also $6, and children under 5 are for free. So I think that's a can't miss if you live here in the Shaw and you don't have any plans for tomorrow. And then don't forget the following week is March Fest at Waukesha South.
That's right.
And then on the 30th, you have North's, it says homecoming hit, but North has their, here it is. It just says halftime. Oh, so maybe it's an October.
That's our homecoming game. Yeah, that's a homecoming halftime performance.
For North, okay. But did you say that's their event?
Yes, and we won't be on that one, unfortunately, this year, but that is on the 25th, a week from tomorrow.
Starting tomorrow, 3 weekends in a row.
Oh, and even more. Just well, at least in Waukesha, yeah. Well, yeah.
I don't care about the other cities.
That's right.
What do businesses do if they're interested in sponsoring the marching band?
You can just reach out to us. You can go on to the North website and find my contact. It's really easy to get a hold of me. And it's just a great opportunity to support our youth and their efforts in making music together and entertaining a fine city like Waukesha.
That sounds great. And if you can't get a hold of Tom, give me a shout here. And This Week in Waukesha, 844-967-2789 anytime.
Absolutely.
Love to set you up with the Waukesha North Marching Band.
Yeah, sponsorship opportunities for days, guys.
So, one more news item from this week I can't forget is that our Waukesha South men's soccer team is now 7-1 thanks to a 7-1, after a 4-1 victory over McGuanac
Wow.
last Wednesday or Thursday. William Genova got a hat trick, and the JV Black Shirts got a goal in the 76th minute to beat Muck 3-2. So nice job, soccer Black Shirts, and their coach Billy Schwartz, who was a guest on my show on July 2nd. So how's North soccer team this year? Do you know?
I don't know.
You're so busy with
Yeah, man, it's hard. It kind of goes both ways. Like, honestly, we've lost some students to soccer, but I wouldn't call it a loss. Just it's okay. It's just it's a good time to focus in your life on where your interests are and where your priorities are. And for some students that's band, for some students that's soccer, and as long as they're bettering themselves in some way and finding joy, we love that.
We've always said sports is a great diversion from your studies, because that physical activity is going to contribute to making you more focused in the classroom. But music has been proven scientifically that it also contributes to increased capacity in mathematics and the sciences.
Dude, it is the only activity that engages all of the brain at once. And that is an absolute truth. You're going to use all the brain while you're playing an instrument. And so it's like a full body workout. So you name the activity, playing an instrument will benefit it. And I stand by that, Don.
Love it.
Yeah.
That's terrific.
Yeah.
And for vocals, the band, you saw me jamming there during the break, and
I'll keep in mind for the future. But the marching band production is such a I don't know. It's so much more than what you see at halftimes at colleges, which is a lot of fun. Yeah. But in the competitive circuit, it's a full production, not unlike a full on musical. And honestly, it's not uncommon to hear a vocalist soloist with bands.
I love it.
So maybe I'll be calling you up someday, man.
That'd be great.
I just figure you have some talents there in the schools on the choral side of the,
Yeah, they do a great job over there. Yeah, and we also share a lot of students between band and choir, and we're able to be flexible with the schedule based on the way it works. We'll have students go back and forth daily. I know Nadia is one of them that is in choir and band.
Performance at Nadia puts down the French horn and does a solo, like an aria or something. And then Maddie jumps in for hers.
I'm sure she would love it. Hey, I also just wanted to mention that as far as the marching band goes, we don't need any prior experience. We are happy to work with anyone. The more people we have, the honestly, the more fun it is. So if it's something you've ever wanted to try, well, we have spring camps or winter camps that start in February every year. Please check us out, because it's a wonderful opportunity to work on something really cool with a lot of great people.
Sure. So, and to your point, was when I was doing my homework, it's that I believe it's kind of the mission here is that, how are we doing on time here, Calvin?
We have a minute and 10 seconds.
10 seconds. So real quick, self-improvement is the central focus of the North program, realizing self-discipline and commitment with both set. You live that, right?
Absolutely. It's about encouraging the students to be the best themselves for the sake of each other. The more work that they put into themselves and their own performance and their own health, the better the band's going to be. And what a great allegory for just community and what we strive to be as people, as adults. Yeah, man.
Tom Battersby, Director of Bands for Waukesha North. Thanks so much for joining us. Congratulations on all your success. I know North's got a great future to look forward to with you at the helm, and thanks for bringing Maddie and Nadia to give testimony on the success of your program and what it's meant to them and the other members of your band. So say hi to Bruno for me. Join us this week in Waukesha, same time, 8 o'clock. And again, be sure to check out the Band Fest at North tomorrow morning. Starting at 1, right?
At 1. Thank you so much.
Thanks again.
Thank you.
See you next week. Take care, everyone.